So this video is my first notebook of notes. It's a lecture based on a class I've been taking. It is the Yale Institute for Global Health class. It is digital media for health outcomes. I essentially translated this course as a basis for self-transformation. So my goal is to help you transform yourself and work on changing your health and changing your behavior as a person. So this talk is about learned behavior, communication, context to communicate, how to implement learning, and lastly, understanding your impact. In 1 minute, people take in so much various information, and reaching others in this minute matters. Don't make others trip over themselves to reach you. Reach out to them and create opportunities for all. Help create healthy communication that is easy to obtain so everyone is encouraged to interact together. Interacting and going at everyone's own pace is the most effective way for all to learn and not feel pressured in their experience. Before communicating, create a goal you wish to accomplish through this communication to help you get your message across. For me, my goal is to create goals to better communicate, to get messages across, and help others more effectively. Ask yourself, what is your health goal? Understand behaviors, develop a goal, and explore different messages to find the most effective ones. Use the material you find most appealing. Use a strategy as to how you will most effectively communicate with others, and use data to see how your content actively reaches and affects others. It's important to understand the following. What could stop you from reaching your goal? What would you like to change? What can you do to encourage change? Understanding others to understand behavior. Your foundation/stable way to create changes. Information is key to promote improvement. What is known, attitudes, and practices matter. Finding an issue, not necessarily how it affects. Social and behavior ways of communicating. How to best reach others. What makes your information valuable? Keeping business and personal separate. Sticking to your goals. Choosing a set amount of time each day to work towards your goals. Don't be discouraged by rejection, but be challenged to learn a new way to accomplish. Almost said approach. Approach and accomplish. Figuring out what techniques are most effective to create awareness. How you engage and the impression you leave matters as to how you impact. What kind of insight has been achieved? 1 minute digital impact. What are you impacted by possibly in 1 minute in the digital world? You can subscribe, you can view, you can create stories, you can make connections, you can download things, you spend money, there's swipes, there's emails, there's content uploaded, and so much more happens in just 1 minute. Behavior gives evidence to problems. Behavior is affected by mental, social, and situations around you. Thought creates attitude, which creates interest and self-efficiency. This leads to intent, how you rationalize your actions, and creates behavior. Your environment makes you move based on what kind of situation you deal with. the people around you, the community you are in, who is an authority figure, and rules are all situations that affect your environment. Your thoughts show what you are willing to accept. Your interest creates how much you want something. Your attitude is your opinion. Efficiency is what can be achieved based on beliefs. Intent is your plan to achieve. The way you rationalize is how you create an explanation for why something is the way it is. Characteristics or traits create who you are. In social situations, others affect what you do. In communities, it is about what everyone does as a whole. The norm is what decides people's roles. Context creates the way you live life. How people communicate in your environment is the Okay. How people communicate in your environment is the limited info and opinions you are given. People who are different create a new way to think or behave. People in power or authority are part of the reason you do things a certain way. Hey, that's enough. That's enough. That's enough. Rules prevent you from taking certain actions. Communications and actions are both equally important to change behavior. Calm down. It is good to understand how others act and communicate to more effectively reach them. What you want to teach, how many people you want to reach, what could block communication, and your communication in comparison affects the outcome. Choose specific information, keywords, and results to create a model to drive behaviors towards a specific goal. Ask how many people are affected by a specific situation. What is blocking them from improving? What situation can be comparative to this one to create a basic understanding? What do you hope to achieve? Use knowledge and keywords to quicker reach how specific or relevant something is and find quicker solutions. And in case you want to see my chicken scratch writing, could be worse. At least it's legible. Psychology is personal, sociology is interpersonal, and environment is external. Or your mind is personal, people around you are somewhat personal, and your environment is outside of you. What is connected is what's happening, the individual, who's being affected, the impact on community, the system, and rules that exist. Find out the biggest reason change is refused to create a conversation to understand attitude and mind that helps create behaviors. People who create rules and people who let others break rules help to reflect on what affects change. Create a strategy of what to do, what others want, and how they can achieve it, and what actions can be taken after reflecting on information gathered based on connections. It's important to know who needs help. Who do they trust? How can you approach with your message? Information and evidence helps to create results. Practice different strategies. Note what works and doesn't in various attempts to create a knowledge base, to create key words and quicker understanding. That's enough. Lolly, that's enough. You're okay. Sorry. Create a theory to define and understand 4 informative ways to change. Create a plan. Who do you want to reach and why? How and where are you connecting to others? With each change, create new goals based on success. Learn information, find specific information, and understand how it can be used to communicate. This creates a tool that can be used in future strategies. To find the cause of the issue is to find a practical solution to the problem. What causes behavior? How do your thoughts affect you? How do your thoughts affect others? How do your thoughts create the world around you? Thoughts create actions. How do those actions affect you? How do those actions affect others? How do those actions affect the world around you? Thoughts create actions, and which creates cause and effect. What is the cause? What is the effect? What is the action? What is the reaction? How you think creates how you believe you should act, how much you should act, and your perceptions of others reacting to you. Intentions and actions are not always the same. How you limit yourself affects whether you can put full actions into your intentions. Example: you may intend to get all your work done, but there isn't enough time in your day to do it. Different situations create different outcomes. Even the same situations can create different outcomes based on what happens differently around you. Example: you got all of your work done today and you are in a good mood. Another example: you got all your work done today, but you are not in a good mood. How is this possible? You were in a good mood one day because you accomplished everything with no challenges. Then you were in a bad mood another day because you accomplished everything but there were many challenges. In each work example given, there were different thoughts, such as there are no challenges versus there are so many challenges. Even though you accomplished your intention of getting your work done, your attitude was negative or positive based on whether or not it was challenging. Your negative or positive attitude either made the people who interacted with you uncomfortable/negative or comfortable/positive. Your attitude affecting the attitude of others helps create the environment around you. Are you causing more issues for yourself and others, or more solutions? Regardless of your emotions, the work was finished, so why did it affect you and everyone else so much? Emotions can make you feel motivated, stuck, and many other types of ways. How are your emotions causing and affecting yourself and others around you? Communicating and behavior sets the standard for what you believe, how others should be treated, and so much more. What kind of example are you setting for yourself? What kind of example are you setting for others? Our health affects the health of others. What we teach ourselves is healthy shows others what we believe to be healthy or not healthy, what is okay or not okay. What standards are you setting in health? Information leads to change. Changes and info causes certain behavior. Your behavior affects what you can or can't do. What you can or can't do tells you what you plan on doing. Next, you create reasons as to why you can or can't. All of this tells you who you are. This all equates to the way you think, your interest, your attitude, your efficiency, your intent, the way you rationalize, and characteristics all explained. Always ask yourself, is it true? Is it not true? Why or why not? Is this a fact or opinion? Can you change it? How can you change it? Or why can't you change it? Are you limiting yourself? How are these limitations affecting others, the community, the world? Each decision affects each moment. Each moment is only lived once. How did you choose to live in this moment? Other moments? Are most of your moments negative or positive? Why? Can you change it? You absolutely can. You have power over your mind, your actions, how you show up for yourself, and how you impact the world around you. It all starts with you. Who will you be today? How will you change your life and the lives of others? Start today. Create your moments the way you want to live them. What is your life mindset? How do you choose the way you live your life? How much are you affected by the way others live their life? What is the current standard for how your community lives? How does this standard affect everyone as a whole? Limited, mind-limited ideas, limited community, limited resources, all leads to a limitation in life. What information and opinions do you usually receive? What is considered to be original to you, to your community? How does the role of the people in charge and their rules affect you? How does it affect others? What is preventing you from your goals? Does it prevent others from theirs? How do you go about choosing how you live? Why do others choose the ways in which they live? Everything connects. Everything matters. Information or lack of can limit everyone, not just you. And that is one of the reasons why I'm doing it. How informed are you? How informed are others? How large is your community? How big of an impact do you think it has on the world? Every voice matters and every idea can make a difference. Access to information affects the world. How you use information changes the world. Example: a person has an illness. They share it with the community. The community shares it with the world. The world contributes to helping find others with the same illness. Everyone around the world works together to find a cure and support each other. Issues, attitudes, behavior, info. People can change. Systems can change. It just takes recognition and action versus supply and demand? What is your knowledge? What is your attitude? What do you practice? Community impacts. How many people have an issue? What caused the issue? What can you compare it to? What goals do you want to reach? Consider all resources, rumors, social media, and other examples of social listening. Popular resources are Google Trends, CrowdTangle, TalkWalker, Vaccination Demand Observatory, Google Alerts. These are all public data sites. Your local data consists of regional coverage statistics or places that have had action taken. Knowledge and attitude and practice surveys / quality improvement data, which is basically what do people say about services? Why do they use them or not use them? Gray literature and policy is essentially what do people have to say about these issues? What events or policies are affecting people the most? Don't focus on what can't be changed, but what can be changed. Look at info from all sources and compare. See what prevents and what causes issues. What strategy of supply and demand can be used? What strategies have you decided help your campaigns for change? What do you need? How many need it? How can you obtain it? How can everyone work together to obtain it? How do you figure out who else needs it? How can you make others aware of what ways to have their needs met or understand what it is they need? How concerning is this matter? Who to reach? Who to trust? How to communicate are all key factors. Who can you help and how can you make a difference? Everything and everyone matters. What is the change you want to see? What has caused you to want to change? What influences you not to change? Thoughts equals attitudes equals actions equals behavior. What is the issue? What is the strategy? How will you know if you have succeeded? How is the thought created? What is the attitude? That's enough. That's enough. Hey, that's enough. Lolly, Lolly. That's enough. That's enough. Shh, that's enough. How is the thought created? What is the attitude? What actions are you taking? How do you view any changes you make? How does this change impact you? How does it impact others? That's enough. You can stop now. Yeah. How does it impact others? What is helpful to your goals? What is not helpful to your goals? What do you want to do? Why do you want to do it? How do you make it happen? Once it happens, what will happen to you? What will happen to others? Challenges create improvements. Challenge yourself. to improve? What are your tools and resources to help you improve? Change your behavior, interact with the world, and maintain changes to inspire others. Experiment, try different methods. No one is going to change you more than you. You live with you 24/7. What you ultimately choose affects you most. Just because no one else is doing what you do, it does not make it wrong. Just because others might not support improvement does not mean you can't improve yourself. Make a chart. Write down everything you need to help you succeed. An example: goals. What is my goal? Why is this my goal? How can I work toward my goal? How do I feel about my goal? How do I feel as I am working towards my goal? How do I know if I reach my goal? And then I made an example of that example. Goals. Love myself. What is my goal? To love myself. Why is this my goal? You can't love others if you can't even love yourself. How do I feel about my goal? Right now, I feel motivated and good to try. How can I work toward my goal? Every morning, I will look at myself in the mirror and say I love me for 1 minute and set a timer on my phone. How do I feel as I am working towards my goal? Every day, I feel good knowing I am trying to reach my goal. How do I know if I reach my goal? When I look in the mirror, I will feel good and tell me I love myself without a timer and making myself practice it. Go create your goal and work for it and make it happen. Every day, try one small step for your goal and feel proud knowing that you are at least trying. You can even try one small thing every day for 1 month as a goal. Then go back to what you were doing. Notice how you feel, what you think, the differences. Do you enable or restrict yourself? Do you let yourself do just whatever, or do you have a routine? Are you organized, or do you go with the flow? If you don't try, you won't succeed. If you don't get motivated or try, then perhaps you don't care. If you try too hard, you will be harsh and unkind towards yourself. Your attitude towards your goals show how much you want something and what you will do to get it. All this creates mindsets and behaviors. What do you do? Do you like it? How often do you do it? Do you feel good about yourself doing it? How do you feel when you do it around others? How many people do exactly what you do? Do they do it the same way you do? Do they feel the same as you? Are you supporting each other in your similar habits? Yes. Everybody exists. Everybody tries to understand what roles they play, if they feel like they belong. How they feel about their existence matters. If a baby cries, it can cause other babies to cry. If someone eats popcorn at a theater, someone else might want some too. 1 second. Let's go back. Let's see. Here we go. If a baby cries, it can cause other babies to cry. If someone eats popcorn at a theater, someone else might want some too. Some babies are coddled when they cry. Others are left to cry out alone. Some people can afford popcorn, some can't. Existence, behavior, attitude all connects. What are you doing? How many do it? How do you do something new? What is the benefit? What is the downside? It is not about what is the right way or how many ways. Accomplishing a goal is still success. It's not about flaws, being judged, or how logical. It's about creating a better life one step at a time. Create your own success in your own ways. Lead by your own example. It is not about who follows who. It is about what does happiness look like for you. Everyone is different. Everyone is unique. Everyone has their own hobbies, talents, and ideas of happiness. An example, some people are happy to read long books. Some people prefer comics. Some dislike reading altogether just because they don't view happiness the same. No one is flawed. It is not based on judgment or logics, but the feeling it gives. You like it, it feels good, you're more likely to do it. Mindset, attitude, action. Use information, practice, use your abilities or develop them. Believing you are capable and trying are the most important steps to change, because if you don't believe, you may just decide why try. Are you on autopilot or actively deciding? Do you do it because you always do it or because you choose to? Get to know you, to develop you, to improve you, to be the best you that you can be. 25 decision-making behavior perspectives. I will list all of them and then I will put a description and an example after them. So 1 through 25. Number 1, attribution theory. 2, behavioral economic theories. 3, communication for social change model. 4, community engagement models. 5, complex systems theory. 6, decision theoretic model of collective behavior. 7, diffusion of innovations theory. 8, evolutionary theory of cognitive biases. 9, flower for sustained health. 10, social theories of gender. 11, health belief model. 12, ideation theory. 13, integrated behavioral model. 14, media effects. 15, reasoned action and planned behavior model. 16, self-efficacy theory. 17, social learning and social cognitive theory. 18, socio-ecological model. 19. Social marketing and community-based social marketing. 20. Social movements. 21. Social network theory and orbits of influence. 22. Social norms theories. 23. Sociology of organizations. 24. Theory of normative social behavior. 25. Trans theoretical model. Stages of change. So, number one, attribution theory. Essentially, what happened, the cause, and could they have changed it? The example I've given is a car crash. Why did it crash? What did I do wrong? Number two, behavioral economic theories. Basically, what will they gain, lose, and why? The example I've given, if I buy ice cream, I will gain a smile, but I will lose money and possibly gain weight, so I shouldn't. Number three, communication for social change model, which is community comes together to solve an issue. The example I've given, there is no church, so everyone contributes to building one. Number four, community engagement models, which is strategies of how a community acts. The example I've listed, people go to church on Sundays. 5. Complex systems theories is random happenings, actions, and behaviors. An example, lose a penny, find a nickel, yet you lost both and got a quarter. That's actually happened to me before. 6. Decision theoretic model of collective behavior, which is moral beliefs and expectations of self based on society standards. Example, everyone eats dinner, so I should too. 7. Diffusion of innovations theory, which is group efforts to create change. The example is a fundraiser for breast cancer to find a cure. 8. Evolutionary theory of cognitive biases, which is set beliefs someone will not change regardless of situations. The example I put is you yell at others. They say it hurts their feelings. You don't believe them because when you get yelled at, it doesn't hurt you. So you don't change. 9. Flower for sustained health model, which is sexual and reproductive behavior influenced by authority figures and society. The example, boys should wear shorts because they're boys, the school says so. Girls should wear skirts because school says so because they're girls. 10. Social theories of gender. Basically, what gender role one is and how it affects / is affected by society / others they know. The example I've given is you are a girl who likes sports. Everyone says you are like a boy. You decide to get a sex change and become a boy. 11. Health belief model. How healthy someone believes they are / if they believe they should change. Example, you have a cough, but don't go to the doctor because you think you're healthy and it's not that bad. You've decided to take your health into your own hands. 12. Ideation theory. Basically, learning new things and a community that supports it. Example, you try a yoga class, then go every Monday and do yoga with new friends you've made. 13. Integrated behavioral model, which is how one behaves, why, and how behavior is affected by others, environment, and self. This one I thought was pretty self-explanatory, so I did not give an example. It's essentially overall what we already discussed. The way you think, why you think it, how it causes you to act, etc. 14, media effects, which is how media affects people and what they do. An example, everyone posts pictures of themselves in a scarf, so you decide to do the same. 15, reasoned action and planned behavior model, essentially how one thinks affects behaviors. An example, you think you will be good at meditation, so you try it. 16, self efficacy theory, what someone believes they can or can't do and why. Example, you believe in yourself because you love yourself. 17, social learning theory and social cognitive theory. Basically, how one views the world and how that affects the world around them. Example, you don't like parties. They are loud, so you never go, and people miss you there. 18, socio-ecological model, which is how you, people you know, resources, community, and the world around you create your behaviors. Example, everyone is taught to wash hands. Everyone has soap and water. You and everyone else wash your hands. 19, social marketing and community-based social marketing. Essentially, teaching others to be a certain way through selling strategies and research. An example, a commercial convinces you diet pills will make you skinny because the actors say so and they are all skinny. Number 20, social movements, which is people in a group acting to create change in society. Example, creating a missing children's site to help decrease the rise of missing kids. 21, social network theory, essentially social platforms that try to make people become a certain way. Example, everyone photoshops photos, so you should too. 22, social norms theories, your expectations of self based on how you think others want you to be based on what others do / say, or thinking you have to do what everyone else does / follow the crowd. Example, someone says, I always wash my car. You should too. You feel like you should go wash your car and you decide to go wash your car. 23, sociology of organizations, which is the way a business teaches / expects you to be for the company. An example, you are told to thank every customer and you are expected to thank every customer. 24, theory of normative social behavior, which is how you believe you should act in social situations. Example, greet everyone you meet because it is polite in society. 25, trans-theoretical model, which is how you work through changes towards your self goals. Example, you stop buying cigarettes to quit smoking. You get grumpy, fail a few times, but in a year you are strong enough to quit permanently. These are the 25 models. Use tools to make practical steps towards problems. Find and use as many resources as you can to increase your chances of how easily you achieve things. Decision making, behavior perspectives are given to better analyze behaviors. They give a variety of topics to research to help you with real issues. Understanding you, those around you, environment, and researching can give you more insight why you are the way you are. The way you think tells you what makes sense. How you feel tells you what kind of actions you will take. Based on experiences you have, you develop certain thoughts, feelings, and actions that may help or hurt as they become beliefs. Your beliefs affect what you do, how you do it, and why it should be done that way according to you. One way to challenge a belief is to ask, is this really in my best interest? Is this the best version of me? Am I happy and living life to the fullest? You choose whether you have limits or not based on experiences, what you convince yourself is true. Ask yourself, why is it true? Why is it not true? Is it a fact or opinion? Anything and everything can impact you in every way or not. Your life is your decision. Some things you can control, like how much water you drink to hydrate yourself. Speaking of which, please and thank you. Some things you can't control, like the death of a family member. How you handle situations and how you let it influence you is ultimately your decision. An example I've given: just because Jan cries every time her favorite cereal is sold out, it does not mean she has to give up. She is sensitive and accepts she easily gets upset. Instead of complaining to staff about the cereal, she gets it from another store or online. She realizes she only cried because she has limited time to shop and feels frustrated. She realizes she doesn't have control of this situation completely, but she can accomplish her goal. Her original strategy of going to the supermarket before work didn't go well, so she created a new one. Jan chose to not give up on her goal. She used all tools and resources to accomplish her goals. If someone tells Jan about a similar problem they have, she can help the other person. Experiences are what you decide they will be. One day, Jan may choose not to eat cereal at all. She may forget the experience ever even happened. Her choices affect her life. There are different types of standards in society known as meta-norms. First, you have the overall standard that all are expected to follow. Then you have expectations given based on your status, such as elite versus non-elite, parents versus children, gender inequality, and so forth. You are punished based on rules set by the world. Every situation is complex, and yet people are unjustly put into categories based on belief systems, such as rules to follow. Sources, information we are given contribute to opinions, arguments, and interests. The stories we are influenced by can condition us. Exposure can either limit us or create new awareness. Dialogues trigger change, create dialogues, and initiate actions, individually or group-based. Laws, systems, authority figures, etc. try to control others through many different influences. Barriers and limitations are not only something you create on your own, it is instilled upon you through environments or structures you are exposed to. When creating society, developing minds, structure is organized to shape life for the world. This can cause development, underdevelopment, and so much more as humanity is impacted. This is why it is so important to develop your own structure, your own environments, your own mind to shape your world without limiting yourself. You can achieve, you can create, you are unique and different. Follow your path with purpose and goals to invent your best self. Context shapes thought. An individual must create change in themselves first and experience changes before showing others how to do the same. As everyone individually embraces change, it becomes a group that can influence the world. Exposure, interest, and confidence in direction will be key components in integrating change. What people believe, the type of power/influence they have, and how strong the foundation they have created impact change in the world and in themselves. If your belief wavers, then you have not set a moral compass. If you do not view yourself as someone who is powerful or influential, how can you show others strength? Change requires great strength, power, and will. Your foundation consists of your belief system and personal power. If you question whether or not your values matter, what is the reason? If you feel like you have no personal power, no control over your life, why is that? Perception and perspective are valuable assets in how you view self, others, and the world around you. Create a program of development that implements stages towards progression of goals. How you grew up versus how you are now affects behavior. Positive discipline versus punishment. Being too gentle versus being too stressed. Motives help show the drive behind behaviors. Understand the motive to understand the influence. What is the relationship between the motive, intent, and the drive, action? Be open to unexpected discoveries and the complex decision making that affects behaviors. Some programming may take longer than others to identify and create progress with. How we process information contributes to how we create biases. Be careful of info you avoid. Info you know triggers or upsets you. Avoid this and you inhibit your knowledge or growth. What you avoid most can sometimes lead to the answers you want most. Never see information as too important or not important enough. All information is valid in its own capacity. How you judge information can cause you to sometimes stay stuck in certain beliefs or view information unknown to you as invalid. Try not to ignore info that may be important in that moment. Well, not in that moment, but at some time it could be of great value to you. Try not to obsess over certain information that may impact your knowledge or judgments in an unhealthy way. You may push away opinions or other research that could create a broader perspective of the one you already have. Do not be conditioned by your trust in others. Always listen, but with an open mind. Always putting all of your faith in one subject or person limits your potential with others and the world around you. Your minds can be manipulated or influenced by anything or anyone. Always try to step back in perspective and be subjective. Be aware of trying to fit into what others say to support you and what you already believe versus just taking in new information. Create a new vision or new ideas. Try not to oversimplify things, as all things in life are complex and intricate. Sometimes choosing the easiest answer does not make the right assumption. New info and new events can sometimes cause you to disregard past knowledge or events. Reflect, observe, do not forget, for all information is important. Comparing yourself to others can create flaws in you or others, negative or positive views that are unnecessary. This can cause you to create events and live them in a way that is not helping you or anyone else for the better. Stereotypes, history, resemblance can cause you to make a mistake in judging people or situations. Tension is caused oftentimes when you know you want to become, yet you don't take actions to support it. To reduce this psychological stress, take smaller steps towards changing attitudes, behavior, and self-image. How you remember things produces who you are. Be careful in creating, remembering, and the emotions you attach. This content makes it difficult to be objective. How much attention do you pay to yourself, the others around you, your surroundings, your city, your country, the world? Just because it is easily available, some choose not to see it. Perhaps they view it as not relevant. Everything and everyone is connected. When you limit info, you limit possibilities. Whether or not you believe it, you can adopt whatever changes you wish to make. Individual self-assessment is not objective. If it makes it easier to be objective, pretend you are helping your best friend change instead of yourself. They could really use your support. Realize this statement is true because you should always be your own best friend and biggest support. Do not use the system of gains/losses in creating change. This can cause you to talk yourself out of doing certain things to fully reach your potential. Note that change is uncomfortable. It is not easy, and it is a long process. There will be risks, and sometimes it will not always happen the way you think it will. Just be proud you are trying. and don't push too far, too quickly. With healing and changing, breaks are okay and necessary to not strain too much. How much effort and how much change you put in tells you how badly do you want it. How important is it to you? With great challenge comes great change and responsibility. Even if you can't afford certain changes financially, save as much as you are capable. $1 per paycheck left untouched can even contribute. $1 per day saved is $365 at the end of the year. You can make changes even with only 5 cents a paycheck. You are still trying, and you will still get consistent results with consistent effort. Write a 30-day savings journal and see your progress. What you like, pleasure felt, passionate feelings all can affect what you change quicker or what is experienced when certain results are achieved. What is attractive to you emotionally? Your feelings stimulate changes in many ways. What stimulates you? What are you wishing for? Longing for? What are your needs and how can you fulfill them? What are your values? Family, loyalty, respect? What has shaped you? Do others affect your values more than you, or do you stand in your convictions? What are your dreams? What do you aspire to be? Where would you like to be in 1 year? All of this reveals what you crave in life. How can you work towards it? Understand all knowledge is expandable and forever growing. Your understanding of the knowledge you take in is very impactful and meaningful. Do not let beliefs limit your mind or potential. What was true 30 years ago may not be true today. Life is ever changing and goes on despite convictions or beliefs. Do not limit your life, for it is ever changing. You have power over what direction it goes in. Your past has affected you even to this present day. Do not let its effects have power over who you can become. It's not where you were. Where are you going? It's not who you were. Who will you choose to become? When using your intuition, notice how emotional you are. Notice how your body reacts to certain things. Use intuition or your gut instinct and facts/reasoning to fully grasp a situation. Sometimes hunches or gut instincts can be based on fear, not fact. Past illusions can affect your current reality. Instinct and reasoning lead to more informed choices. Emotions can at times limit your thoughts. The power of your emotions can greatly impact your rational thoughts, actions, and reactions. Try to observe all emotions and the reasons they came up. What purpose? What is it trying to tell you? Is it a whisper or a scream? The power of it equals the power triggered within. Learning about your current mindset is very important. Understand your mentality to grow its potential and create new ways to adapt and rewire for success. Control and your sense of it at any time matters. Does lack of control upset you? Do you just let go and surrender control? How you feel about control can lead to judgment on actions. Your experiences, feelings, and stress can cause barriers to well being and change. How you perceive and feel can make you feel stuck or motivated. Try to rate your well being on a scale of 1 to 10, bad to good, at the end of each day. Write down why you gave it that rating. Try this for 30 days. See what you felt and experienced to cause your well being. This next segment, do a 30-day workout journal. Show your results and be proud you tried. Your physical well being is an important tool to carry out tasks. Are you able to carry out everyday tasks easily? Why or why not? Physical strength is just as important as emotional and mental. I can personally recommend 2 easy exercise videos on YouTube, 2 channels. You can do them at home, and some range from 15 minutes and up. The first video or channel I can recommend is Walk at Home video. The channel is Walk at Home by Leslie Sansones. It is a traditional, simple way to work on physical shape. I actually get my 60-year-old mother to do this workout. So, she's had 3 back surgeries, and I think it's 3. It's either 2 or 3 back surgeries. I know she's had at least 3 neck surgeries. So if she can do it, I'd like to think anyone could do it. A funner workout that's easy for anyone, I recommend, it is a dance workout video. I love doing these. It is a channel called Grow with Jo, and it's her dance workouts. Get grooving and in shape at the same time. I like doing both. I do both every day, and I highly recommend them. How tired you are and the amount of sleep you get greatly affects your mental and physical. Create a sleep journal and record it for 30 days. Write down how many hours, rate 1 through 8 hours. Then write down how you felt at the end of each day and what was the reason you got the amount of sleep you did. What you eat affects you mentally and physically. How often you eat and what you eat can lead to feeling tired or sluggish. For 30 days, write down everything you ate and what time. After each meal, rate 1 through 10 if you felt good, 7 through 9, okay, 4 through 6, exhausted, 1 through 3, or high energy, which is a 10. Looking at your diet affects your body in ways you may not realize until you actually look at it to understand its impact. Your skills are acquired through many various experiences. Your talents show based on what you've learned. Always be open to new experiences and learning new techniques to upgrade every day in every way. Now, these 30-day journals are an example of cognitive behavioral therapy, looking at current behavior and understanding what kind of therapy you need to alter this behavior based on what it is you observe. this is the end of my first notebook. I'm still in the process of writing my second one, so this is the end of our first lecture second of our first lecture second. Our first lecture. Look forward to the second one on self-transformation. Thank you. Many blessings on your self-transformation journey. And let me know how this helped you, how it impacted your life. My goal is to help others transform themselves for the better. So if I do that for you, wonderful! That's all I have to say. Until next time.